In today's vlog, we're targeting New Zealand snapper. But not just any New Zealand snapper, we're going to try and find a donkey.
Snapper come in all sizes. Pinkies, they're the babies, small, delicious, stupid. Pannies, delicious and suitably sized for a pan, not the brightest and normally food driven. Horses, these 20-pound monsters are the envy of most linos and spearos. We'll say a donkey is not quite a horse, but much bigger than a panny. Suffice to say, I'm dreaming big. But lucky for me, I've managed to wrangle the help of some of New Zealand's most awesomest spearos.
Darren Shields, the owner of Wettie, the most awesome spearfishing New Zealand brand. Jeremy Viles from Learn to Spearfish, the name says it all. And my good mate Rob Harrison, freediving instructor and snapper horse wrangler. With the help of these legends, it's virtually impossible for me not to land a donkey.
Well, at least that's what I thought.
Here we are on the way to the barrier. I'm having a slight fangirl moment, as today I get to dive with Jeremy and Darren from Wettie.
Guns. Here, Jeremy, C-grade celebrity from Wettie. D-grade. All right, we're going to.
We're going up to Omaha, and then hopefully, if the weather allows us to do so, we'll head out to the barrier. There's a good chance it could be quite dirty because of the terrible weather we've been having. If it's nice and clean, we'll probably go and dive some places. We'll go and shoot some kingies and pelagics, and then we'll spend the rest of the day having a hunt around for some crays, and hopefully we can find some blind, slow, stupid snapper to shoot. In theory, it should be pretty good for snapper. It usually is at this time of year, and they haven't had a huge amount of pressure, again due to the weather, so we should have some good diving today, hopefully.
So what you're saying is my 120 roller is going to be great in 2 meters viz.
Snapper snooping is the art of creeping around pristine New Zealand coastline like an underwater dive ninja, using the terrain like rocks, boulders and weeds until you find a resting snapper. Sounds pretty easy, right? Now imagine the snapper have the godlike reflexes and senses of Neo from the Matrix, and instead of being an underwater ninja, you're a middle-aged Asian male with an oversized gun and an oversized ambition. That's me. Now, I'm getting dropped off somewhere in the barrier right now, and I have this whole New Zealand coastline of New Zealand snapper to hunt. And according to Jeremy, the weather's been terrible, so there hasn't been much pressure on them. I can practically taste the success. Not to mention, Darren's practically put me on his barrier snapper honey hole.
Thank you.
So here I am, under the water, taking everything that Jeremy has taught me on the way down from Auckland. I'm hiding between the weeds, I'm ducking under rocks, I'm making sure I'm checking every single ledge and being as quiet as possible. Eventually I get bored and just start looking at stingrays. I always wonder, what is this stingray hiding from? What else is in the water with me? Suffice to say, I didn't get any snapper that day.
I don't have the vision.
But I did get a cray, which is good.
There's a cray in there though.
And there it is, sitting next to a very sizable snapper. Not mine. Our consolation prize is the pink mau mau. Here's a shot of me shooting the fish, just to let you know that I still shoot fish. And feeling sorry for me, Jeremy decided to take me to his cray honey hole, where we proceeded to bag out on crays for the boat. So, not a bad result for the day. Obligatory photo shots. Suffice to say that New Zealand snapper 1, Cheongy 0. But always a good day on the boat, so thank you to Darren and Jeremy for the lift. So the next part of the journey, we're going to head with Rob back to the barrier, where hopefully I'll try to get a little bit of salvation. Hopefully.
So tomorrow we're going to the Great Barrier Island, and we were going to get a boat over originally, but yeah, check this out. Essentially, if you see like red, green, blue is good, but red is bad. Red is very bad. So tomorrow's forecast, it's been raining all of today, so Viz might be a little bit and then tomorrow it is going to be a southerly punching up that way, and as I said, if we went over in the morning, green, not the greatest ride ever, but what it does mean is that we're probably going to be able to dive this side of the island, and hopefully that rain isn't going to have affected us too much. Meanwhile in Victoria, it is lovely lovely weather for diving. There's low wind, and yeah, so once again, I am amazing at picking days to go to New Zealand and to go diving. That's the current weather at the moment, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how the barrier is going to be tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully it's not the same run.
Given the terrible weather and my need to make a flight on Tuesday morning, we decided to fly over to Barrier. We made the most of our transit time to Barrier, with Rob giving me the lowdown on how to lure in a large snapper.
Oh, this coffee is huge. This is a ledge, bro. So like we talked about, we're going to shoot a few drummer, we're going to get a bunch of kinner, and we're going to end up ideally finding a ledge of some description, up a little bit, ideally about 1.5 meters or so higher, that you can come up and over. You want this to be ideally into reasonably clear, like out to sand or something along those lines. Ideally there's a bit of current running. You're going to have the current running so you can actually set up a bit of a chum trail, and I'm going to put them in a pile in the spot that I know that I can come reach over and it's within range of me shooting. Basically, and do a couple practice runs before you even set your burley. You don't want to be like, once you set the burley and get it going, you don't want to disturb it. You got to leave it alone. So have a look, check out the scene, kind of go, okay, is there current running? Don't do a spot that doesn't have current, because it won't have a burley trail, so it won't bring the fish in as much. Plus, fish will tend to hang into the current. You might want to bring some flax with you, is what I do sometimes. Get the flax, put it through the gills and tie that onto the weed, and that way the fish can't pull your burley away. This time of the year, there shouldn't be too many sharks around. You might get a few stingrays, but that's why I like to tie it, to keep it in there, where you've done a couple of practice runs of coming over the ledge. And the idea of being higher is that usually the snapper are down here. They'll often face into the current. Over time, they start to lose their inhibitions if they're eating and nothing's chasing them. So you want to give it a good amount of time. Like typically, if I want a big snapper, I'll go for leave it at least half an hour, and actually let the fish start to get more active and start feeding. The key thing is, don't let them see you, don't let them hear you. So you're going to be taking your snorkel out before you do duck dive, because even the bubble will be enough to scare them. Don't let your fins bang against the rocks or anything along those lines. And you're going to be real quiet. You ideally want to be a little bit overweighted for snapper, particularly if you're not diving in a super deep area. That way you don't have to kind of hold yourself on the rock. You can just lay on the rock and then come over. Keep the gun in really close to yourself. You're going to kind of peer over and gently kind of lean over and target the fish. Take your time, find a good spot, make sure there's plenty of current, and just experiment with it. But don't be tempted to keep checking on it. Like honestly, I watch people that get keen and they check the biggest snapper, they're wily. What they do is they sit back, they'll look, and they'll just wait and see, and they'll watch what happens to the smaller snapper. And if they sense that you're there, they won't come in. Right, woo! Yeah. Cheongy, look at that beastie, bro. No. Walk us through, what happened?
So I was sick, and then I was over there because there was no viz, and I walked over, I saw Rob, and Rob was like, did you go on my burley? I was like, nah, I didn't, and I didn't. And he goes, go over there. There's some burley over there that I put down. There might be some snap on it, just go check it. And kapow!
Mate, you had the skills to land the sucker, mate. Awesome shot placement. It's got look at that head on the sucker. He's got a massive bulbous head. I know.
How about that fish? No.
Yeah.
Mate.
But that, for you Aussies, I know you're used to them having big heads, but they don't normally get that big hair. And look, it's been tagged. You can see the tag on it.
Oh,
good fish, bro.
Heavy.
You happy?
Oh, stoked, thank you.
Nah, mate, you earned it. You worked hard today.
Oh. Thank you, sir.
Awesome, bro. Well done, man.
So that was my New Zealand trip.
Bro, that is
Ticked off getting a donkey snapper. It went 17.6 pounds for the record.
My kingy, bro.
And got to hang out and learn from some awesome New Zealand spearos. Not bad. So yeah, see you at the next spearing adventure, whenever that might be.
Nice.
Fucking big fish, eh? Nice.
The V.
The V.
Oh.
Inside of the V.
The V.
77?
Yeah, 77 or 78. 7.
Nice.
There you go. Like it's nogginy. I wonder how old that thing is.
To include the tag number, the fish length and location.